Hey guys, coming at you today with a super simple keto cookie recipe. I've been seeing it all over Facebook. It is Girl Scout cookie season. So I got a keto Thin Mint cookie recipe. So let's get started. Welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alicia and I'm a sous chef with a sweet tooth. And here we make delicious keto pastries, many from my time as a pastry chef or just what I'm craving at the time. And my goal is to make the best keto desserts possible. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I'm coming at you every Saturday with a new keto dessert recipe. Today, super simple, Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies. Not a ton of ingredients. The biggest thing is this right here. It is a magical ingredient that gets our cookies nice and crispy. And there's 14 servings in here and we only need a serving per batch of cookies. And I'm making 24 Thin Mint cookies. So you can make 14 batches of Thin Mints, or I have a tag-along cookie recipe and that calls for this also, and Oreos. So this will come in handy for all those crispy keto cookies you want to make. Get this right on Amazon. But other than that, it's only cocoa powder, coconut flour, a little bit of xanthan gum and salt. That's all just in this bowl already mixed up. And then I have some coconut oil I'm going to melt in the microwave. And then obviously to make this Thin Mint, you need some peppermint extract. And then I used my liquid peppermint stevia. But if you don't have this, I would just add a tiny bit more peppermint extract and just some liquid stevia. And you also have granular Monkfruit already in your mix here too. Oh, almost forgot, we got to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And then the cookie dough is really easy. You just got your dry ingredients, you got your coconut oil, your stevia, and peppermint extract. And then you just mix them together. I start just mixing a little bit in the middle just because that extract doesn't really combine with the coconut oil and you want it kind of evenly distributed. But other than that, you just mix it up. And that's it. Then the only other equipment I would recommend is an offset small spatula. This thing comes in handy. I use it in almost every recipe. So if you don't have a lot of equipment, I would suggest just getting this one tool. It is so versatile. And then I have a sheet tray with a silk pad on it, but you can just use parchment paper if you'd like. And then, of course, a cookie cutter. And this is an 1.5 inch diameter cookie, and it was pretty much the exact right size for Thin Mint cookies. But you can use any round cookie cutter. This makes about 24 cookies. And then I just put it out on a clean work surface. You're gonna get a little messy here, but it's all worth it. You just wanna pat it out into about 1/4 to maybe even 1/8 of an inch. You want kind of thin cookies because they're Thin Mints after all, right? Trying to make sure they're kind of even thickness at least so that they kind of cook evenly. You can also use a rolling pin, but you would need a piece of parchment paper on top because it is too sticky. It kind of stick to your hands too and get your hands a little messy. That looks about good. Then you just take your cookie cutter and cut out your rounds. This dough is a little finicky to try and get off of here. You just kind of gotta work with it and you might have to reform your cookies a little bit, but that's what the offset spatula is for. You kind of pull away the outside dough and then you wiggle it underneath. Wiggle, wiggle, and then onto your parchment. You can put these really pretty close together because they don't spread at all. And if they break apart a little bit, you can just literally form them back together and they'll be fine. Like the middle is going to be a little bit thicker too, so I always, once I get to those ones, I kind of pat them down a little bit more. Do another cut on them. If you have any that are too ugly, you can always just re-roll this dough. It's a very forgiving dough. You're just going to re-roll it. There's no gluten in it, so it's not going to get tough or anything. So that one didn't work. We'll re-roll this out. Oh, round 2. Should get about 24 cookies out of this. I got 23, but they're still going to be a 1/2 gram of net carbs each. It's 12 grams of net carbs for this whole batch. So we're going to pop these into the oven for 10 minutes. I'm going to do 5, spin them, 5, and then you got to let them cool completely because they're not crispy until they cool. That's like the magic with the protein powder. Like it's going to come out, they're going to be mushy, Just let them sit and they will harden as they cool. Okay, our cookies are out of the oven. If you want a thinner cook, you can just take your hand and pat them down a little bit. So we'll be back after these are cooled to melt some chocolate and dunk our Thin Mint cookies. Okay, the cookies have been chilling for a while. They're pretty solid. They're not fully cooled though, so we're gonna put these onto a cooling rack, and then we're gonna dip them and put them right back on this silk pad. Nice and crispy. They kind of lose their shape a little bit. I feel like if we had like a bigger scalloped, almost like a flower or something, it'd probably look more like a Thin Mint. Point is, they're gonna taste like them. Now on to the chocolate. Now, I've said in many videos, I'll link up my hot cocoa bomb video here, but tempering chocolate, just make sure you don't heat it too long and you still have a bunch of chips left, and you just keep stirring and the residual heat will melt the rest of the chips. You don't want to take it to the point where all the chips are melted, because that is just too hot, it's going to be too runny, it's going to be a mess. So I just do 50% power in 30-second increments until I still have a bunch of chips left, and I pull them out and I'll stir until they're all melted. My suggestion on what kind of chips to use, I use Lily's, and I would normally use all semi-sweet chocolate chips because there is 0 net carbs in their semi-sweet. I'm almost out. I only had a couple ounces here, so I subbed with some dark chocolate from Lily's. But the macros in the recipe are going to be for all semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I got about 7 ounces here. You might not need it all though. And then with semi-sweet chocolate chips, if they're not sweet enough for you, same thing with the dark, I use a little bit of peppermint stevia. Now you can just use regular stevia also. And then we're also going to add peppermint extract because it is a Thin Mint and we need peppermint in all layers. We got a bunch of chips left, but they're melting. I add in a half a teaspoon of peppermint extract. You can also use peppermint oil, but literally a drop or two. I used it for my mint chocolate chip ice cream and it was pretty powerful. It was all melted. That was less than 2 minutes. Now I'm going to do 20 drops of my stevia because I like things sweeter, but this is completely up to you. Give it a good stir and it's time to start dunking. So I just put it in face down, flip it over, take it out, and tap it really good to get it nice and smooth and a thin coating on there. Everything about these is thin. Thin cookie, thin chocolate. Right down on your sheet tray. Oh no, it broke. No. Too vigorous. Put them together. There you go. It's gonna be a little too covered in chocolate, but so a little less vigorous on our chocolate coating. That did not happen when I was testing. Sometimes you'll have little bubbles. I'll just pop those. I'm just gonna finish these and we'll be back. We're gonna pop them into the refrigerator to set, and then we're gonna try some. Hey, here are our Thin Mint cookies. As you can see, I didn't take the temperature of the chocolate at all, and it bloomed, which means it just wasn't tempered, but they're gonna taste the same. They just don't look as pretty. But for the 3rd time in this recipe, I'm gonna use my offset spatula, grab the prettiest ones from my plate. Look like a Thin Mint cookie. Now, facts about the Thin Mints, I looked up the ingredients on the Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, and it's just a bunch of bad, cheap ingredients. The reason theirs are so dark is they literally just use cocoa powder and vegetable oil or palm oil or shortening or something as their coating. They don't even use like a milk chocolate or dark chocolate. For 4 of the Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, it's 21 grams of carbs. So for 4 of mine, it's only 2. So pretty significant difference, I'd say. I'm gonna give these a try. Of course, best in the refrigerator or freezer, in my opinion. 2 of these would satisfy my cookie craving. Super good. Creamy, pepperminty, crunchy. That is a Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie if I ever tasted one. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, hit the subscribe button. I'm coming at you every Saturday with new keto desserts, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Hit the like and share with your keto friends and family. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. I already made mine, the tag-alongs. I'll link it up there for you if you want to go and make those. Delicious. These are a close second. But as always, I'll be back with many more keto dessert recipes. Bye guys.